Actually, Jim has worked with the Highway Department and the FHWA, Federal Highway Administration, a lot on that project.
City streets.
Yeah, I'm mostly, we also deal with that, but not to the extent that Jim does. I would like to add one small thing to that, but you were asking about the signal, at an intersection. You were talking about Shackleford and 630. Shackleford, southbound left turns, they are, that's a very heavy left turn movement in the morning. Whenever you have left turns, you have to basically stop the through traffic on the, the other street. So this project basically eliminates that signal, that grade intersection. It basically, the Chenal Parkway goes over the existing intersection now. So the left turns from Shackleford will be, go underneath. Actually, it will be over. So that's how, that intersection will be improved a lot after the project is completed. But the rest of it, I think Jim can explain to you.
The question was about the Big Rock interchange at 430 and 630 and what's going on and will it make things better and how did it happen that way. That interchange was built when there was not much out in West Little Rock. I grew up out in West Little Rock and I used to squirrel hunt out there where all that is now. It was built to a low capacity rural design. And it's not rural anymore and it's not low capacity. There is an urban myth in Little Rock that we're the only freeway in the country that stops at a stoplight. That is not true. The project has two purposes. One, from the city standpoint, is so the people that live in Chenal Valley don't have to stop at the stoplight at Shackleford. Okay, so they get an overpass, and they get to go 2 blocks further west before stopping at the stoplight at Hermitage. Okay, the other thing is that in the AM peak traffic wanting to go east on 630 was backing up into the main lanes of I-430. Okay, and that caused the highway department indigestion. And so we're spending $175 million on that interchange. There'll be 15 lanes just to the east of I-430 on I-630, and it'll narrow down to the current 6 lanes before it hits John Barrow, unless the highway department widens 630 all the way to University to 8 lanes so that the traffic can all merge and weave, and they're planning to do that too. So we're going to have a lot of orange barrels. But the purpose was to get the AM peak traffic off of 430. Now, I used to have a house at Cedar and Lee Street just a few blocks from here, and my water line broke just my side of the meter, which means I had to put in a new water line. If you live in Hillcrest, you know about old water lines and them breaking. Well, I put in a new water line, and all of a sudden I had water pressure, and I started blowing every faucet in the house because the regulator, the corroded pipe, wasn't letting that pressure hit my old faucets, and so I had to replumb the whole house. The 430-630 interchange is like a giant regulator valve, and it regulates traffic onto 630. Now you move that regulator valve, and all of a sudden things are going to start popping all the way down 630, and at every interchange in all of Nat's local streets, where more people can get on the roadway at the same time because they all set the alarm clocks at the same time. And so it's going to cause, the hip bone's connected to the tailbone, and you're going to have to widen 630 eventually all the way to I-30, which we're planning to widen to 8 or 10 lanes, and it just keeps going. At some point, you run out of right-of-way, and you run out of money, and you turn to public transit. But we're not there yet.